E-commerce expansion myths blasted. Successful cross-border expansion help. Listen to the show to hear how one UK company is helping e-commerce sellers successfully expand into Europe and double their profits. Hosted by Andy Hooper of Global E-commerce Experts.
So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 6 secrets to expanding into the EU. I hope you're all staying safe and you're all looking after yourselves in these completely unprecedented times. But what I wanted to do this evening is to go through our 6 secrets to expanding and to launch our expansion series off the back of that. So the plan is to give you a whole load of value right up the front, and at the end we'll go through the expansion challenge and what that looks like and see how you can win a cruise. Today's webinar really is to help you to expand into the EU in less than 14 days without any hassle. That's the overall goal for this. Now, it depends on whether you're already a client or whether you're not a client, but either way, if you are a client who's already successfully expanded and are currently working, then that's fine. If you are not what you would necessarily call successful, or you've started and you started the process and you're struggling, then this is what this is all about. It's also for those who haven't expanded as well, because we're going to give you these 3 steps. So my name's Andy Hooper, I'm the presenter for today. This is part of our successful EU expansion webinar series. We hold a webinar every Wednesday evening. Obviously today's not Wednesday, you'll be, if you're very observant, although they all do seem to roll into one at the moment. But we do have a successful EU expansion webinar series every Wednesday evening. And this is part of that series. So I work here at Global E-commerce Experts, and I'm the CEO, and I head up a very talented group of individuals who support our customers to successfully expand. Let's move on, shall we? So that's enough about me. No one's really interested in me. It's all about what we can do for you today. So the agenda, really straightforward: the 6 secrets to the expansion, the hard way, the easy way, the best way, and at the end we're going to talk about the launch of our new expansion challenge that we've got coming out. Now, who is this for? Well, I briefly touched on that a moment ago. This is for e-commerce sellers that are based outside the EU and for those looking to expand into the EU, and really for sellers that might also have started but are a little bit stuck or a little bit unsure, need some additional support, and really want some help with what they're doing. We've basically expanded almost 2,000 sellers now across the last 24 months, across the different services that we've got. Now, the advantage of that is that all the different things that we do has given us a huge amount of insight and data on what you need to do and the stepping stones to make that a success. So what we're going to do is share that with you today. Now, the hard way is really, really straightforward. The hard way is about you going off and doing this by yourself. Benoit Lecomte, born in 1967, he's a French long-distance swimmer. Now, what he did is he decided to swim the Atlantic in 1998. Now, if you're currently in the US and you want to expand into Europe, now that sounds like to me like the hard way. Now, there is nothing wrong with swimming across. If you can spend 100 days in the water, I applaud you. Now, first of all, GE really started as a VAT-focused organization. It was a case of, you'd apply to us, we'd VAT register you, we'd do your VAT, and that's what we did. But for me, that never really felt right. It felt like we was always sort of take. Yeah, we're going to do your VAT, and we do all of this, but really, that's not what we were about. I've spent all my career helping and supporting local, small, medium-sized businesses to develop. I've had successful Amazon stores, and with all of those things combined, it sort of came to a culmination of how we could support and work with sellers better. And really what came out of that was Global E-commerce Experts. And out of a number of different things, we slowly worked harder and harder on focusing on helping our sellers to succeed. What were the individual bits? What were the steps that actually made the difference? Looking at the data and the insights, we could really tell what the differences were between success. So that's where we started putting together different services, adding on as we went. A prime example of that is the warehouse. We never really set out to have a warehouse facility, but our clients kept on saying, Andy, we need somewhere to store our goods. The warehouse next to us became available. we took it on. We started off very, very small, and we grew from there, and organically grew really, and grew, you know, to the facility that we've got now, which is 15 times the size that we started. So, you know, it's a case of what do we need those small nuggets to really support our sellers in order to help them grow. And that's where we've now been able to get to. So the easier way is to take this beautiful ship. Clearly, there are maybe some issues with that at the moment, but we don't need to worry about that. The easy way is to get on a ship and to go across from the UK, or sorry, from the States to the UK and back again. Really, really simple, really, really easy. That really is the easy way. It's done in luxury, and that's what we're going to give you today. I'm going to give you those 6 steps to success, what we call the success pathway to expanding. So Cunard Queen Mary does a beautiful 14 nights from New York to Southampton and back. We're based about 15 minutes from the port of Southampton, and that's why it seems, for me, it seems absolutely crucial that we do this exact challenge at the end. You know, can you beat the cruise over? But we'll come on to that later because that's pretty exciting. So that's the easy way, and I really want to share that with you now. So the Amazon market's in the EU. Now the US compared to the EU, the EU market is 512 million people as opposed to 360 something in the States. Now when you compare that, actually there's a huge opportunity for sellers to expand their business into Europe. Now, when you're looking to do that, there's several things you need to know. Whilst there's 512 million people, there's 6 marketplaces, but there's 28 languages. So in order to expand, you need to think about different things, your translations, etc., about what you need to do to expand. But really the opportunity is here. You know, there's 512 million people for you to expand your product, your information, your service to. It's absolutely crucial for me to do that. So, you know, the numbers speak for themselves. Now, when we actually look at the numbers between the US and the EU, what I can tell you is that typically the EU is about 80% of the US market. So when you're looking to expand, you know, if you do 100,000 or 1 million in the States, then you should be looking to do 80% of that here in the EU. All right. Now, a very good seller in the first 18 months will get to 50 to 60%. And then in years, 18 months to 3 years, you'll be looking to eke out the rest of the 80%. So they made him 30, 20 or 30%. Yeah. So that's typically what happens. So the opportunity is here. The opportunity is here. Absolutely crucial. So here's what we're going to go through next. We're going to go through what those next steps are. I apologize for those that can't see that on Facebook, but you will be able to see that as that comes through. But I'm going to go through what those 6 steps are. So if you want to be the EU's next biggest seller, these are the crucial 6 steps you need, and you can use this framework as a guide. Now, there are certain steps that need to happen step by step. However, there are some things that can be moved around slightly. Excuse me 1 second. And it's crucial for you to be able to move those depending on what you're doing. But really what we're trying to do is give you that solid framework and structure that has helped hundreds of other sellers expand successfully. So the first step is compliance. Now, the first thing we need to think about is when we're doing it is, and this framework can be used when you expand into any new marketplace. It's whether you're going to India, whether you're going to China, Australia, Japan, or into the US. Some of the steps might change slightly, but the actual bolts of what you're doing might be slightly different. But the structure stays the same. So the first thing is compliance. You know, the first thing here in the EU you need is VAT. That's the first crucial step. Excuse me. So that's what you need is VAT. VAT is the first thing you're going to need when you're expanding into the EU. In order to be compliant, you won't be able to register your business, or you won't be able to sell in any marketplace unless you're VAT registered. That's the crucial part. Now, we've obviously got something called Brexit that's coming up in the not too distant future. So we do need to bear that in mind. But the first thing to say is you need to be VAT registered. If you VAT register now, you can put all your products into the UK. You can put them in a warehouse, whether that be into FBA and or into our warehouse. You know, there's lots of options, and obviously there's some challenges with that at the moment as well. But you can basically get your products set up in the UK, and you can fulfill your goods from the UK anywhere across Europe on the European Fulfillment Network. And we'll come on to that later. But really the key is you become VAT registered. That's your first step. What you also get when you register for VAT is you get something called an EORI number. The EORI number is a European registration number in a nutshell. And basically what that does is that gives you the opportunity to be able to ship your goods into the UK or into the EU. So that's absolutely crucial. Now with Brexit coming up, there is an element of, do you register in the UK and Germany both at the same time? Well, personally, I think you should, but it does add cost. So you know that's up to you. We can obviously support you with that, but it is a recommendation, but it's not something you have to do. So that's VAT. The next thing is, are your products compliant? Do your products meet the regulations in the local or in the destination host country? So in the UK, in the EU, let's say you sell supplements. Are your labels and are your ingredients compliant? You've got electrical products. Are they CE marked? You've got cosmetic. Has it been registered? You know, is it a medicinal product? Has it been registered with the MHRA? You know, there's so many different things under the labeling side that you must make sure that's absolutely crucial for you to be able to register and get sorted. That's what we need to do. Really need to support your VAT and get the labels sorted. So the labeling is the next step. Make sure that's sorted. Now there are two sides to that. Amazon won't let you ship your products into theirs anymore if you basically don't meet certain requirements. You'll have to submit your labels, and your labels will need to be registered in order for you to be able to do those things. And that's what you're looking to do. You need to make sure that your labels are compliant before you do that. Trading standards of the organisation here in the UK that wander around the websites, wander around the warehouses, removing stock offline. So if your products aren't compliant and you're just shipping your American product into the EU, well, the chances are your product isn't compliant and it will be pulled off the shelf, okay? So that's the labeling. Now, the other thing that fits into this section here is payments. Now, when you're setting up VAT and everything else, it's absolutely crucial that number one thing that all of you need to think about today and going forwards is cash flow, okay? So how are you gonna get paid? Now, you need to do this at this stage. Basically, register with someone like Payoneer, because what Payoneer is a global gateway for payments. So for example, we have some clients pay us in US dollars, okay? Now, what I was able to do was get a US dollars bank card. When I travel to the States, I can use the US bank card and I don't pay any fees. If I was traditionally to have gone, I would have gone with my normal bank card, which would have been incurred charges because of the exchange rate. Now, it works exactly the same way. When you sell on Amazon or other marketplaces, you can have your proceeds go into your Payoneer account. Now, that's an absolute massive advantage. Amazon, literally, if you get Amazon to put your money directly into your bank account, they literally suck the money out of you. There's 6% that comes out that goes before it gets to you. Payoneer is like 2%. Like, it's perfect. The advantage is the UK money goes into your UK bank account. You essentially have a UK bank account. When you need to pay people in the UK, HMRC for your VAT returns, then actually the great news is you can just pay HMRC what you owe them from your UK bank account. Now, traditionally what would have happened is you would have taken that money and you'd have been paid that from Amazon into your US bank account. Now, you'd have paid an exchange rate. You then would have gone, oh, I need to pay VAT to the UK government. Okay, I'll pay them. You've then got to pay another exchange rate. Now is absolutely crucial that you get your margins correct. Everything you could do to eke out every percent is going to be crucial in the coming months and years ahead. So use someone like Payoneer. We recommend Payoneer. We've got a great, we work very well with them. We can put a link to that as well. There's that we'll send to you, but you must get your payments sorted. It's an absolute crucial step. So the first step, compliance. Next step, where do we go from here? Basically, we need to launch in a marketplace. The first thing, which marketplace? Which marketplace is best suited for your products? So you need to do some research. Where does your product sell? Does it sell in certain countries better than others? Is it seasonal in certain countries? You know, is it going to sell better in other countries than here? You know, if you sell snow products do not sell well in the UK because we have about 2 days of snow, unless you live in Scotland, and no one goes to Scotland. Sorry, people do go to Scotland, but it's not a mass activity. So you need to consider, but actually when you consider actually people that transfer to go to other places to go skiing, there's actually a lot of people that do that. But actually when you look at Italy, France, Spain, Germany, they're very close to the Alps and other places. So actually it makes a lot more sense to perhaps put snow products and focus your marketing more in those areas. And actually, are there other marketplaces that are more suitable? You know, is it CD discount in France? There are others in other countries. You know, depending on what you sell, it's going to depend on where you need to go. So you need to do some form of feasibility of which one to go to. Now, most of our sellers transfer from Amazon are already selling, in Amazon in the US. Now, to then transfer to Amazon in the UK is relatively straightforward. Now, typically, we would suggest to do that in FBA. Now, here's the problem. FBA is absolutely simple and straightforward to do. You ship your products, you ship it into Amazon. Now, with the global crisis we're facing today, that isn't as easy to ship into Amazon because they've put a hold on that. So there are other opportunities available. We'll come on to those later. But really, Amazon FBA, when you're starting out, is the simplest and the most straightforward way to go and the way in which you should put your efforts. So that's Amazon FBA. You need to consider shipping. How are you going to get your products from wherever they are in the world to the marketplace? We've got some great links. First Choice Shipping is an amazing company that we work with who are based in the States, who can help people to ship their products here into the UK, both from China or the States or other locations around the world where you might get your products. But at this stage, you need to decide which marketplace. You need to set it up. You then need to ship your products over, and you then need to look at your listings. You need to get your listings ready in that country while you're going. Really, really key for you to be able to get everything set up and get things moving, okay? So work out which marketplace is key. Next thing, probably Amazon FBA for most people. Set up Amazon, just get it set up. Work out how you're gonna ship the product. Once you've shipped, well, you can't ship the products until you've done some listings. You then need to do some listings. Get your listings set up. Get everything set up. You need to think about the keywords. You need to think about the back end of Amazon. For example, if you're going to launch in multiple marketplaces, which we suggest you do, then you need to make sure the keywords are correct according to the translations of those products. Yeah. If you're going from the US to the UK, we know that I'm wearing pants today, but me wearing pants and you wearing pants are two different things. Yeah. So, you know, if I go to my car and lift up the boot, you might want to go to the trunk. If I want to go in the lift, you might want to go in there. You see where I'm going. So there's lots of things to consider. Even in English to English, we need to consider how we do those. All right. So it's really, really key at this stage, but you're launching your marketplace. You need to consider the time frame this is going to take. And obviously I could spend another hour on this bit alone, but I'm trying to give you as much as I can, as quick as I can, so you've got all of this information. But the marketplace launch is absolutely crucial. Choose one at least. Once you've launched in that place, then what you can do is use the European Fulfillment Network to ship your products to other locations. Yeah, that's what you're looking to do. You ship your products into the UK, you then basically fulfill through the European Fulfillment Network and get your products sorted. That means you can have Prime in the UK, but you can ship to the other countries as you go. And that's what you're looking to do, all right? So that's the marketplace launch. You're looking to launch your products on a marketplace, at least one, if not more, and get your products out into the European marketplace, okay? You need to think about translations, listings, and everything else. Okay, so as part of our 6-step guide, we've done compliance and we've done the marketplace launch. So they're the really key first steps. And you know, when you're starting to launch your products, you need to ship the products here. HMRC, the people who regulate the VAT and everything else in this country, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, are now saying that once you've registered for VAT, you have 30 days to be able to start selling, okay? 30 days. So we need to get on with this, people. We can't just register for VAT and then just sit back and think it'll all get sorted. You've got to put some time, some energy into the launch. Absolutely crucial. So we've done compliance and we've done marketplace launch. The next thing we've got to do is we've got to promote our products. So the third step is promote. Now there's lots of different opportunities here, but what we're really trying to focus on is getting sales velocity. We want to try and get the velocity of your products really pushing forwards in order to get products selling. All right. Now there's several different ways you can do that. There are Amazon pay-per-click. We can do Amazon ads. Amazon ads is a great, straightforward, simple, quick way of doing it. But geez, it's expensive. Yeah. But it is a great way of getting your products out and start letting people know it's there. Excuse me. And the next one, Google Shopping. Can you use Google Shopping? How do you link that into your site? Is it your website? Is it eBay? Is it Amazon? We need to link Google Shopping into what we're doing. We need to put social. Have you got some form of social presence so that you can start selling your product? If you haven't built a brand on social, then you definitely need to start doing that. It's an absolute must. You know, people want to buy from brands they recognize, and that is only going to become more crucial as we move forwards in the next 6, 12, 18, 3 years time. You know, people are buying on Amazon and then looking for some sort of trust mechanism, social trust, social proof. Okay, absolutely crucial. The other thing is, how can you get vouchers? Yeah, can you use vouchers to help you? We had a really, really great, we've had a few great projects with vouchers, but vouchers for one customer absolutely blew them out of the market. Absolutely amazing. So there's lots of different paid options. Then you've got organic. Obviously, you're trying to get organic sales. But to start off with, when you first launch, what's going to happen is you just launch your products. You're not going to get organic sales from day one. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but putting the product on the shelf and expecting people to come along and buy it has gone. Okay, you need to pay for some traffic in order for it to start selling. The next thing, social. You need to use social traffic. And it's coming back to where I was. I suppose I've already done that. And the other thing is, do you need to translate anything else there? Do you need to translate the ads? The ads need to be translated. It's absolutely key. You can't just do that in English or American or whatever else. You know, it's got to be in the relevant language. So, hold on, compliance. I lost myself there. Compliance, marketplace, launch, and promote. I'm looking between the webcam and the Facebook Live, so I do apologize. I'm sort of going through a few to try and get as much eye contact as I possibly can. I should probably all try and do it through one camera, shouldn't I? But the technology will get to me sooner or later. So that's promote. They're the 3 steps. Like, you should be doing that. You should be able to do that within 14, 15 days of launching and getting your VAT number. Like, there's just no excuse. It should be simple. It should be straightforward, and you should be able to get and make that happen. So that's step 3. Step 4, website. Launching in the UK or the EU isn't just about launching on one platform like Amazon. You have to start diversifying and moving into other areas. So number one, do you have a store online? You know, Shopify, WooCommerce, whatever it happens to be. Yeah. Do you have a website online that people can come to? So if you don't, one, you need one. Secondly, if you do have one, if I was to look at it from the UK or from Europe, what would I see? Would I see it in dollars or would I see it in pounds or euros? Because if I see it in dollars, I just turn it off and move to the next website. Straightforward, as simple as that. If I see it in euros or pounds, I'm like, great, yeah, let's start shopping. Yeah, so it's absolutely crucial. Now, that's the first part. You need to make sure you've got a store. The second part of that is you need to think about how you get traffic to that. Now, there's some excellent information out there, something called the Dream 100. I'm not going to go on too much about it. There's tons of information out there about it. I can't remember the guy's name that does it. There's a few people that do lots about Dream 100. Basically, what you're looking to do is get your top 100 customers raving fans. top 100 partnerships. You're looking to see how you can scale what you're doing to get in front of other people. You know, who's your top 100 customers? What do they look like? Okay. And what that then does is that then basically helps you build a list. Yeah. You're looking to build a list online so that you can create a customer database. If you can do that, what you're going to be able to get is a list of clients that you're going to be able to retarget at a later date, which is absolutely crucial in order to help you to grow long term when you bring out a new product or when you start doing that. Now with Amazon or some other platforms, you can't get that information. Okay, so you can't know who the customer is, or you might know they are, but you can't develop that. You know, so it's absolutely key that when you start moving through the framework, the success pathway, you're looking at your own website as well. So that's step 4. I went 5 then, didn't I? I apologize. Step 4. So we've got compliance, we've got marketplace launch, we've got promotion, and now we've got website. So they're the 4 things we're starting off with. Now, we now need to start, we're thinking about, we're really now starting to sell well. Now, in all of these sections, we could probably spend a day on some of these subjects alone, independently to the website. So for example, you know, the Dream 100, we could probably spend a week on that. We could spend an hour on that. Obviously, I'm trying to give you as much information. All of these resources are available. You just got to go, you can go and Google them. You go, Dream 100, you know, you're going to be able to get some information on that. So please use that where you can. So that's our 4th step. Now the 5th step is what I would call pan-EU. This is under Amazon sort of terminology, if you like. But if you've not started looking at getting your products under Prime in the rest of Europe, at this point, you can look at getting your products into pan-EU. Getting your products on the pan-EU promotion or a pan-EU program and basically put everything out into the different countries. You'll then get Prime in all of the different marketplaces. You've got Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and the Netherlands. Yeah, they're the marketplaces. There are other marketplaces that are going to be coming soon. So you can pick those up. You know, they're going to be launching new marketplaces. Now there's 28 languages. So in theory, I suspect at some point, there's going to be 28 marketplaces. You heard that here first. But, you know, it's really straightforward and easy to do. So what you need to consider at this stage is, where do you need to be VAT registered? Well, you need to be VAT registered from where you fulfill the goods from, or where you've exceeded the distance selling threshold, okay? So we've done VAT right at the beginning. We talked about, so I would suggest doing UK and Germany to start off with. Now, what I've not touched on is why the UK and Germany? Well, the UK and Germany make up 2/3 of the marketplace. So if at the beginning I said that UK and Germany, the EU is 80% of the US market, okay? So let's say it's £100 million, it's 80 million, right? So out of that 80 million, 60% is attributed to the UK and Germany, a rough split between them, 50-50. So 33% in the UK, 33% in Germany. Some of our clients see more in one than the other, but it really does depend on your product, where that actually works, okay? But really, that's why you should launch in both of those to start off with. Get Prime from day one, absolutely key. Obviously, we can help you with that should you need that. So that's what you're looking to do. That's the VAT. Now, obviously, that helps with FBA. At this stage, if you've not translated all of your products into native tongue translations, you need to have done this by now. Native tongue translations are absolutely crucial, because if you think about your home marketplace, and for a lot of our sellers, that'll be the US, right? You look at a listing and you go, oh, that's clearly a Chinese listing. Yeah, you know that. So when you're in the EU and it's a German customer, a French, Italian, Spanish, they know exactly the same. They know, oh, that's clearly not a German seller. Yeah, so that's why native tongue translations are absolutely crucial in helping you to move forward. All right, absolutely key. So that's EU. So that's the 5th step: compliance, marketplace launch, promotion, website, and EU. Now, the last snippet of that jigsaw, if you like, is fulfillment. Now, we normally bring this at the end, but obviously in the current climate, we might want to move that around. So once you've expanded and you're doing that successfully and you're reaching good numbers, at that point, you want to think about bringing your fulfillment in-house. looking for a third party that can do that here in the UK, in the EU for you. We have warehouses in both the UK and Germany where we can support your expansion, all right? Obviously, there are other facilities out there. Obviously, we'd love you to use us, but there are other facilities available. You know, fulfillment, storage, FBA prep. You know, you want to bring a container from China or wherever you do that straight into the UK. The container can be unloaded and then it can be fulfilled into Amazon and can be stored here. You might want products relabeled. You know, you might have some products in Amazon that are unfillable inventory. You need to bring that somewhere where that can happen. Returns. You know, if you've got returns, FBA unfillable inventory, you need to bring that back. The other thing to say is, if you have only VAT registered in one country, let's take the UK as an example, then typically what will happen there is that when you sell to other countries, what's going to happen is you will end up getting returns in other countries, okay? And you need to keep an eye on that, because once you have a return in those countries, it's really easy for you to become VAT, have a responsibility for VAT in those countries, all right? So it's absolutely key that that happens. You need to make sure that you're pulling any returns out as soon as they go into those other countries and bring them back to the UK or somewhere else, all right? Now, with the current climate, FBA has currently shut its doors for non-essential items, okay? We all know that. I'm not dwelling this webinar on that because there's lots of things going on around that. But if you need a facility, then you've got that. And we might move this segment further forward because you might need that further forward. As I said right at the beginning, some of these can be moved around slightly to meet your needs and requirements, okay? So it's absolutely crucial you do that. So that's the sixth step. That's the sixth step to the success pathway. Now, as I mentioned, all of those steps, we could spend an hour on. You know, we've been going for over half an hour and we've gone through all of those different steps. Yeah, there's so much involved in that. You know, like, let's take the listings as an example, right? You know, we could get that listing and I could spend, or we could spend at least an hour on that, going through the specific listing to see what you need to do to change that, okay? That could be as simple as, have you got a HTML listing? Is your listing in HTML ready? Have you done that? Most of the sellers we see haven't done that. So what do you need to do to make that happen? So that's our success pathway, okay? You've got the compliance, you've got the marketplace launch, you then promote the product, we then go onto the website, we then move to the EU, and then we fulfill the product. As I suggested, all of those can be moved around, but you need to make sure some of those things go completely in one by one. Absolutely crucial to make sure you expand successfully to do those. And again, that framework I've just given you over the last half an hour can be used in other countries as well. Some of the tactics might change. For example, there might not be VAT, it might be GST, it might be sales tax. So depending on where you're launching that will depend on where you need to go, right? So you can use the framework. But if you're looking to expand to the EU, these are all the things you need to do. Now, we put together an expansion series a year ago where we helped customers do all of this step by step. And we had some great success with customers going through that, learning on all of these individual items. And it was an absolute amazing project to really help sellers just like you to be able to expand successfully. And we gleaned some even better information out on that. But the one thing that we learned was that people sometimes became VAT registered and didn't really push that forward any quicker, okay? They just sort of sat back on VAT registered and it just didn't quite happen. So what we're trying to do now is we're really going to push you to make that happen. We really are here to help you become the EU's next biggest seller. That's absolutely crucial for us. As I mentioned right at the beginning, we started off life as a VAT company. You know, we've developed a morph because it didn't sit well with me that we just worked on the VAT. We really want you to succeed, which is why we pulled in expertise and knowledge from other areas of the e-commerce industry to really push forward things so that we can really help you to succeed. That's absolutely crucial. So it really is as simple as that. That's the 6 steps. Now you can go away and do all of those different things. There's no problems with any of that. You know, you're now all set in the UK and EU. You can get your shipments over here. Basically, by the end of the first 2 steps, you know, the compliance and the launch, you're going to be here. You need to do that as quickly as possible. We believe you can do that in 14 days. Yeah. Now that's not the end of our support here. And I'm going to go on and move on to the next step of what that might look like. So hopefully this webinar has been really, really useful. I apologize, I'm going on different cameras, but obviously the difference between webinars and all over the place, we'll get to that another time, I'm sure. So hopefully that's been really, really useful. We have done some podcasts and some webinars on the pathway before. You have got that. We do have an ebook on that as well, so you will be able to download that and get that for you to look after. Now, clearly I can't cover everything in this webinar. Even if I had all day, it just wouldn't be possible to do absolutely everything. So hopefully we're going to give you a special offer right at the end so you can successfully expand. Now, if you act fast, obviously I'm going to give you a great deal. Now, given you the easy way, I've given you the easy way, so that's helped our clients to expand, okay? They're all the tactics you need. I've given you the framework, the strategy, and now the tactics within inside that to basically help you to do that successfully. So you've now got that. But now I want to set you a challenge, okay? I want to set everyone out there a challenge that actually anyone can do this. It's straightforward, it's easy, and it's affordable. And because we want to make sure that you do that successfully, we want to give you all the tools, we want to give you all the information, and we want to give you all the compliance that we can in order to help you to do that. So here's what, by doing it yourself, history tells me. If you do it by yourself, it takes you 6 to 9 months to ship. It takes around 40 hours at least to set up the EU account and 20 hours a week to manage it. Now, 80% of people that don't pay for our filing service don't successfully expand, but 80% of that pay for our filing do successfully expand. The numbers there speak for themselves. It's absolutely crucial for you to be able to do that. Now, the last thing, have you got the time and the energy to focus on this? Yeah, we want to hone that in for you to really work with you to make that a priority. We want to basically say, here's the challenge. Are you up for it? Let's make it happen. Yeah, we're at home. Lots of you are at home right now and you're thinking, what do I need to do with my business to take that to the next step? Well, let's take it to the next step. You can get, it's 80%. There's 512 million people here in Europe in 28 countries that are ready for your products. And that is absolutely crucial to help you to expand. So what's the difference between success or not? You've got to make time for it. You've got to get the listings correct. You must pay attention to the detail. The keyword and daily management is crucial. You've got to build reviews. Getting sales velocity happening again is absolutely key. And making sure you've got good stock levels. Now, with everything that's happening with FBA at the moment, you might need a third-party warehouse. We have space at the moment. I cannot guarantee how long that's going to continue. Okay, we've just taken over a second and two new units either side of us. They're empty in order to cater for demand. So we can support you, but you need to be quick. We don't have any more space after that. So it's absolutely crucial you get involved with that. Now, who does this work for? This is work for sellers who are looking to expand quickly, sellers that are looking to make the EU a success, people that believe in their products, yeah? And last thing, sellers that want to speed up the process, okay? If you want to basically go, okay, yeah, I'm ready to expand, but I need to speed this up a little bit, you know, the quicker you come to market, the more money you will make. Fact, okay? Go and look at online. Speed equals cash. Okay, now it's not all about cash in this time and day and age, but what it is about is making it a success. Okay, it's about helping you to succeed and get your products here to basically make the most of the EU market. So here's what we've done. We've created the GE, Global E-Commerce Experts Expansion Challenge. All right, because we took the expansion series that we did, and what we worked out was that people were just taking too long to do it. And what we've done is we've shrunk that down. Now you can do this in 14 days, okay? So, but really the aim is for you to do it in 14 days if you can, because we want you to become the EU's next biggest seller. Every single one of you has the ability to be able to do that. People have already done it. Our clients have already done it. You'll know people who have already made it a success. There is no reason why you cannot do that as well. So here's the expansion challenge. It's a step-by-step action on what you need to do to expand. Now we put it into day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. You don't have to do it over days. You could do it over weeks if you wanted to, but you have to do it fast, okay? Absolutely key and absolutely crucial. It's got everything you need to do it step by step. It takes you through, here's what you need to do now. Here's next, here's next, here's next. It takes you through all of that. Now I've put there that it's in most cases. So if you have a food supplement, a medicinal product or a cosmetic, you will need additional support to make sure your labels are compliant with the regulations. So just do bear that in mind. You will need to perhaps get some additional support there. We can help with that, obviously, but you know, let's come to that. But really, it's got everything you need. It's got everything you need to expand. Now, it covers the first 2 steps on the success pathway. It covers the compliance and it covers the marketplace launch. It's got everything you need there. Now, as I said, it can be done in 14 days. It will help you to fast track to the EU, and it's based on the experience of 2,000 sellers that we've already expanded, okay, across the last 24 months. But it does mean you need to have the ability to take action. If you are not prepared to take action, you're not prepared to do the work, there is 0 point in you doing this, all right? You need to take action. You need to move forward. You need to think, here's where I am today. Okay, I need to think about expansion. I need to think about where else I can go into the marketplace to be able to get my products in front of more people. So here's what you're going to get. Our UK VAT registration is £150. Our UK VAT compliance for 1 quarter is £200. So what happens is once you're VAT registered, you have a legal obligation to file your VAT returns with the UK government, HMRC, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. So it's absolutely crucial that you be able to do that. So what we're doing is we're putting a package together to basically make all this work for you, all right? So you get the VAT registration, then you get the first quarter's compliance. The next thing you're going to get is the expansion challenge, all right? So we've got the registration's £150. You've got the UK VAT compliance is £200. You've got the expansion challenge that's £497. We've got added in there, we've had a whole load of other things in there you're going to need. You've got a feasibility study template for £125. You've got a label compliance guide for £47. An additional bonus, you've got the image guidelines. You've got the bestsellers template guide, both £47. Bonus 3, we've got a marketing tools template. Bonus 4, you've got the ebook on the success pathway. So you're going to get all of that, okay, which comes to a total value of £1,207. Okay, so £1,207. You're going to get all of that. I fundamentally believe to help you to expand today, yeah, you need VAT. You need the step-by-step help. You need the feasibility. Is your product going to sell? You know, all of these different things you need to be able to expand. So what we're doing is we're putting all of this together to really help you to successfully expand. Yeah. The first point is we want to help you to successfully expand. The next thing is we want to make you the EU's next biggest seller. All right. That's what we're aiming. That is what all of this is geared up to do. And that's what we're aiming to do. Now, here's the biggest plus, the winner. And how do we get the winner? Well, the winner will be one of our VAT clients that basically we can see the data. Once we're doing the data, when we get to the end of the year, has sold the most, okay? Sold the most. And that's going to be in volume, units, and cash, okay? So it's going to be a combination of both because everyone sells a different amount of product. So now, what I said is you can remember, you can do this in 14 nights. So if you can do this in 14 nights, you can get on a cruise ship. I appreciate not at the moment, but you can, at New York, and you can spend 7 nights coming to see me in Southampton. I can give you a big wave. We can have a lovely meal and we can go out for dinner. You can come here, and on each day of that journey, you'll get here, and on the way back, you'll finish it all off, okay? It's 14 nights. It's straightforward. It's easy. Now, I think that's pretty cool. So the winner is going to get a 14-night transatlantic crossing for 2, there and back, all right? Absolutely crucial. New York, Southampton and back. Obviously, we'd love to meet you and do a little piece with you while you're here in Southampton. Give you the guided tour of Southampton. It will take about 5 minutes, but nonetheless, it is an amazing opportunity to do a transatlantic crossing. Now that is an amazing thing just in itself. So that to me is completely priceless. I have no idea on the cost, depending on when you're going to go and everything else. But basically, that's an amazing prize just in itself. So why? We want you to become the EU's next biggest seller. We want to make it as easy as possible. It's time to establish the best US brands here in the EU, okay? Because there are too many cheap imports coming in that aren't great. And I know that you have that, okay? You have great products that we need to get in front of the EU marketplace. We want you to be a success. I genuinely believe that we want our clients, every single employee here, member of the team, wants you to be a success, because that's how we measure what we do. We measure by the success of your expansion, okay? We understand how difficult it is to do this in the dark, all right? Trying to figure your way through all of this is really, really difficult, but we've basically laid it down for you step by step by step in order to make that work. Now, you know, we've used the 2,000 sellers that we've expanded and all of that knowledge and information over the last 2 years and the expansion series we developed last year to put together. So we've got all of that information, and that's why you should do it. Plus, you might win a cruise as well, all right? That, personally, I think I should go on the cruise. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, but that is what we're here to do, okay? We really want you to succeed. We really believe that now is the time to expand. So what will you be able to solve with this, okay? So with the expansion series, you're going to get the expansion series step by step. You're going to get the VAT sorted for you. You'll be able to get payments sorted with the Pioneer that we'll set you up with. You'll be able to get the labeling information that you need. There might be some additional compliance you need if you've got supplements, cosmetics, and things like that. You're going to be able to launch in the marketplace. You've got a feasibility study. You've got information on the listings, what you need to put into the listings, how to do that. You know, EBC contact, keywords, translation. You're going to be able to do all of that. That's what you're going to be able to solve. And you'll be able to solve a holiday for you and your partner, or you and another, to be able to come across to the EU. And I think that's awesome. So why expand now? Well, first thing, why not? You're going to reach new markets. If you don't, your competitors will. This is the best time to take action. Everybody else is looking in. It is now time to look out. You've got to get your products out in front of customers today. All right. Now, every marketing you spend now is going to be able to amplify in the future. You're adding value now. You're investing, okay? And being able to do that in EU marketplace with 512 million people is absolutely crucial. Now, the other thing is, I'm never going to be able to offer this unique price again. And the reason we're offering it now at this price is because of what's going on. We were due to launch this today anyway, okay? That was always the plan. It was always the plan to launch our expansion series today. However, the price has significantly changed, all right? So here's what you're going to get. The UK VAT registration, the VAT compliance for 1 quarter, the expansion challenge, the feasibility study template, the label compliance, the Amazon image guidelines, the bestsellers template, the marketing tools. Oh, plus I've missed off there the ebook as well. So it's £1,240 that you're going to be able to get of value. So look, don't forget the cruise, 14 nights there and back. Now, for me, that's amazing. We were going to launch this at £497 because we believed that was the right price. But given what's happening in the world, we believe that now is the best time to do that. So we're launching that for £47. £47. You're going to get the expansion series. You're going to get your VAT registration. You're going to get your compliance for the 1st quarter. All of those things are absolutely amazing. I mean, that's a huge amount of value we've given you straight away, plus all the other bits. It's £47. It's really straightforward. It's really easy. All you need to do is go to expandtotheeu.com, okay? And you're going to be able to get everything you need to successfully expand to start off with. You're going to get the expansion series. You're going to get the VAT registration. You're going to get the VAT compliance. Absolutely everything you need. So here's where you're going to get the UK VAT registration, which is normally £150. you're going to get the UK VAT compliance for a quarter, which is £200, which you've got to do. Now, typically people will go and try and work out how to do that before, or they'll work with us to do that. Yeah, so that's what they're going to do. You know, you're going to get the expansion challenges, feasibility study, the compliance guide, the Amazon guidelines, the bestsellers template, the marketing tool template, and the ebook. It's £1,200 worth of goods, plus you're going to get the 14-night cruise. Now, all of that is £47. Like, you just can't get better than that. There is no better opportunity out there on the marketplace today to help you expand. That's what you need to do. Now, the only caveat, what I will say for the £47 is those that do register for VAT will need to either do this themselves or engage with an agent like us to help them after the first quarter. So if you're looking to basically do the VAT, you will need to be compliant after the first one. Now, when we do that, there will be on the expansion site, there will be an offer for you right at the beginning for that, or the team will follow up with that with you at the end. If you're not sure, you've got any questions, you can get in contact with us. So Global E-commerce Experts, support at globalecomexperts.com is the best email address. Support at global ecom, and com has two M's, experts.com. So support at globalecomexperts.com. It's £47 to expand. Like, you're never going to get a better offer than this. This is absolutely crucial. Now is the right time to do this. Now is the time to take action and get your products out in front of the people you need to see it. Okay, £47 expansion series plus VAT registration plus your compliance. Like, there's not a better offer than that in the market today. And you might get VAT registration for free somewhere else, but you're not going to get someone that's going to guide you through all this. You know, you want people that's going to be able to hold your hand and help you and support you. Okay, that's what we're here to do. We're here to support and guide you through this process. You know, that's the whole premise of what Global E-commerce Experts does. We're not about VAT. We're not about warehousing. We're here to successfully expand you into the EU and make you the EU's next biggest seller. Okay, so we want to make sure we do that. £47. Go to expandtotheeu.com. You're going to be able to find all the information you need there. You're going to be able to sign on, and you're going to get everything you need. That's it from me. Hopefully you found that super useful. Hopefully you've been able to glean as much information from the 6 steps. That's it from us. My name's Andy Hooper, Global E-commerce Experts. Thank you for giving up your valuable time and sharing your hour with us. I wish you all the success going forwards. If you have any questions, please reach out to us via any social media or any of the communication methods, via email or the website. We're here to help. We generally want to help you to succeed and to expand. So please get in contact, and I look forward to working with you in the near future.